Tonight, reaping the rewards. Boris Johnson's election gambit pays off. So what now for Brexit, the Labour Party, and a less than united kingdom?
Also tonight, the race to replace Andrew Scheer. An early rundown of some possible candidates.
It's a sham, it's a hoax.
Articles of impeachment against Donald Trump cross another hurdle. And Clint Eastwood's new movie comes under fire.
They have an outdated, misogynistic view of professional women.
It's based on real events, but did it resort to a cliche about women reporters? This is The National.
Hello from London. We are outside the Prime Minister's residence at number 10 Downing Street. Inside, Boris Johnson, surely sleeping now after spending 24 hours savoring a stunning landslide election victory. That win breaks a 3.5-year political deadlock over Brexit that had effectively paralyzed the country. Today, he asked the British people to put anger and division behind them.
I urge everyone to find closure and to let the healing begin. And if you ask yourselves, what is this new government going to do? What is he going to do with his extraordinary majority? I will tell you that is what we are going to do. We are going to unite and level up. Unite and level up.
So that's Johnson hoping for a little wind in his sails, but uniting this deeply divided country might not be so easy, even with this new supercharged mandate. Margaret Evans gauges the reaction across Britain one day in.
Boris Johnson has been to see the Queen again. His Conservative Party's victory yesterday, big enough to offer him a clear path ahead on his drive to lead Britain out of the European Union by the end of next month. His mandate this time from the people, not just the party.
To all those who voted for us for the first time, and those whose pencils may have wavered over the ballot, and who heard the voices of their parents and their grandparents whispering anxiously in their ears, I say thank you.
That's a message to working-class voters, mainly from the north, who yesterday abandoned generational ties to the Labour Party, many still reeling from decades of industrial decline and blaming the European Union for it. They delivered Johnson his victory and a drubbing to the Labour Party, its worst performance in over 80 years.
This is seismic. This is the end. So for me, this is about whether the Labour Party even has any right to exist. Are you going to resign?
Pressure on the Labour leader, Jeremy Corbyn, to step down is now enormous. His popularity, or lack of it, blamed by many for the scale of the defeat.
I will stay here until there has been somebody elected to succeed me, and then I will step down at that point.
Mixed messaging on Brexit alienated both pro- and anti-EU factions within Labour.
Well, we did it! We did it!
After the victory parties last night, Johnson today preached unity, calling his the people's government. But this is not a united country. Johnson has a majority in Parliament, but 52% of voters cast their ballots for parties backing Remain or a second referendum. For now, it makes little difference. History has moved on, a sweep that will change Britain's place in the world.
So, Margaret, we keep talking about Labour as a party in disarray, but what about the Conservatives? Because that majority is healthy, but how's the party changed?
Well, I mean, everybody who was elected, every Conservative MP had to basically sign up to Boris Johnson's withdrawal agreement. So he's not going to have any trouble in pushing Brexit forward. But this is a very different party now. Mm-hmm. The geography has changed. All of these former Labour working class constituencies coming into the party and having to interact with some of the traditional elites. And I think that's going to be very interesting and potentially a challenge for Johnson.
We talked about unity. We heard it in his speech, the one he gave right here at number 10. You've been reporting from here for a very long time. What struck you about that?
I think the thing that struck me the most was that he really made a point of reaching out to the Remainers and to the people who didn't vote for them. And I remember after the referendum, when Theresa May was first elected by the party to replace David Cameron, She didn't do that, and that was a big part of the Conservative Party. So he's clearly trying to talk to that constituency. He also mentioned the NHS, and that means he heard the message on the doorstep from people who traditionally would be supporting Labour as the guardians of the National Health Service, and he's saying, I'm going to do it. So he was trying to be conciliatory for sure.
All right, Margaret, thanks very much for everything this week.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks.
And just a reminder of what Johnson has said about his Brexit timeline. He has vowed to pass a bill by Christmas, completely withdraw from the EU by January 31st, and secure a European trade deal by the end of 2020. Mark your calendar. Of course, that last bit isn't entirely in Johnson's control. After all, trade deals need good relationships, and already the ripple effects from last night's vote indicate that when it comes to relationships, not all is well. 24 hours later, the search for clarity. What is the world to expect of Boris Johnson's Britain?
If you look at our history, Britain does better on the world stage where a government has a clear majority.
Jack Straw was the Foreign Secretary under Prime Minister Tony Blair, so no, he didn't vote Conservative, but he still sees hope for new relationships once untangled from the EU.
It has made us a bit inward-looking, if you like, continental, which is fine if you're on the continent, but it's a bit different if you're here. So there are opportunities here.
A key opportunity, the transatlantic one.
He's going to want to cozy up to Donald Trump as best he can to try and get that trade deal. Now, if he can manage to get something from America that is unexpectedly positive, then it's all going to be worth it.
There is speculation this man, MP David Lammy, could run for the Labour leadership. If he does, he'll have to contend with possibly a fundamentally changed UK. Is it possible the Queen will outlive her kingdom?
Well, we will see, I suspect, the breakup of the of the United Kingdom on the trajectory that we are set on. It's absolutely clear, following the results last night, that the SNP want another vote on independence.
Scottish independence was definitely on the mind of a wildly exuberant Nicola Sturgeon last night. Her Scottish National Party won a landslide. She seems emboldened to present a referendum blueprint next week. And watch Northern Ireland, voting in more pro-nationalist candidates than unionists, meaning more talk of a united Ireland. So, is a broken Great Britain next?
So I'm afraid the United Kingdom feels in peril as of today.
Clearly, some Brits feel imperiled, if only jokingly. The online search, quote, how to move to Canada, spiked on Google Trends last night. But those really worried about what Brexit means for Canada can probably rest easy, according to Britain's High Commissioner to Canada.
For the period of next year, nothing will change because we will still be covered by the EU-Canada Free Trade Agreement, CETA. We will then have to think about what the relationship looks like after we've left the EU completely, and we will be working with the Canadian government to achieve a very, very close and productive trade arrangement as one country to another, rather than us as part of the EU.
Canadian exports to the UK approached $17 billion last year, behind only the United States and China, and the bulk of those sales, precious metals and stones. And so, Rosie, that is it from here as this country begins to just take in and size up exactly what it is they have so resoundingly chosen.
All right, great coverage all week from there, Adrian. As you know, it's been a day of political drama in Canada, too. Tories here already starting to look for a leader who can potentially bring them back into government. Andrew Scheer is still the interim leader, but make no mistake, the Conservative Party is already looking for his replacement. Would-be successors are eyeing the post and either declaring their candidacy or very publicly weighing their options. Hannah Thibodeau outlines the early contours of the still unofficial leadership race as MPs head back home for the holidays.
On the last day before the holiday break, all the talk is who will replace Andrew Scheer as Conservative leader.
What's on your wish list for the next leader?
Yes, I want to have a leader that can win against the Liberals in the next election.
You're not ruling out potential leadership bid.
Well, I've had a lot of people sending me emails and Facebook posts and texts to encourage me to run, so I certainly will consider it over the Christmas season.
The push for a successor started just minutes after Scheer's announcement. One prominent Conservative has heard enough encouragement. Ontario MP Aaron O'Toole says he's in, while others need more time.
I think it's far too soon to make a decision of this magnitude, and so I will obviously take the time necessary and speak with a lot of people, first and foremost with my family. And it's a massive decision that affects not only me, but a lot of people around me that I care about.
I'm considering it. Regardless of the role I play, though, I think we need to build a much bigger Conservative Party.
Former Saskatchewan Premier Brad Wall says he won't be a candidate, but through his support behind former interim leader Rona Ambrose, a popular choice among MPs too.
My first thought is Rona. Yeah, she's been great. I think she's somebody that can really lead this party and do great things for this country.
But Ambrose may be mulling a different career opportunity. She's also been rumored as a choice for Canada's next ambassador in Washington. There is a popular item on the wish list for the new leader.
Progressive. I certainly am of the belief that it should be someone more progressive this time around, yes.
If that is the case, social conservatives will need to feel welcome in order to keep the party united.
So all of this playing out, Hannah, and we still don't even have a date for a leadership convention.
Yeah, well, conversations started on this yesterday, Rosie, and a leadership committee still has to be struck. And that's expected to happen sometime in the early new year. And then that committee will set a date. But there are many MPs who say they would like the April policy convention now to be turned into a leadership convention instead, and then have the policy one later. Yes, that is only 4 months away, but remember, the Ontario PCs pulled their leadership race together, which elected Doug Ford in just under 2 months.
All right, so anything is possible. Thanks for reporting this week, Hannah. Appreciate it.
Quite welcome.
So as Hannah mentioned there, the House of Commons has adjourned for the holidays, but some have got an awful lot of homework. All of Trudeau's cabinet members received their mandate letters today, essentially their marching orders to get things done. Also, Finance Minister Bill Morneau announced that he will release a fiscal update on Monday. Jody Wilson-Raybould lost her cabinet post, then left her party. But as we reported last night, she kept her office space. The independent MP says she feels comfortable in the 6-room parliamentary suite, and she wants to stay. But as David Cochrane tells us, her time in one of Parliament's spacious digs is running out.
Anthony Rota didn't run for the Speaker's job to deal with office politics, but he says if Jody Wilson-Raybould doesn't move out willingly, his staff will have to move her.
Yeah, if she doesn't, it'll be someone from my office who has to enforce the rules so that Parliament can function.
Wilson-Raybould was given extra office space when she was in cabinet, twice the space a normal MP gets. And she was allowed to stay after she quit cabinet during the SNC-Lavalin controversy. But with a new parliament and a new cabinet, the Liberals want the space for a new minister.
So I'm not involved with any of this.
That minister is Dan Van Dal, the new Minister of Northern Affairs, who tried to be diplomatic.
So I'm just waiting for an office. We're hiring staff. We need an office. We have work to do.
Others were more pointed.
I think there's a clear protocol, and I think her behavior speaks for itself. It's sad that we're there. We don't need to be.
Wilson-Raybould has called the move request petty. She recently had the office blessed by an Algonquin elder.
I just want to stay in my office, which I had blessed by an elder, and felt comfortable there.
She's offered to give up half of her space as long as she can stay in the other half. But it's not up to her.
Now there's a minister who wants to go in there, and that minister has the right to go in because it's been chosen as his office. As an independent, unfortunately, she's at the bottom of the list or near the bottom of the list.
All of which means an eviction is inevitable unless Jody Wilson-Raybould changes her mind. This afternoon, Wilson-Raybould emailed CBC News to say she has received a list of offices she can choose from and is currently assessing her options. David Cochrane, CBC News, Ottawa.
In less than a week, Donald Trump will almost certainly become the third U.S. president to be impeached. Today, the House Judiciary Committee approved 2 articles of impeachment that will be voted on next week in the full House. Here's Stephen D'Souza.
Impeaching President Donald J. Trump for abusing his powers. The clerk will call the roll.
After an acrimonious 14-hour debate yesterday,
Ms. Jackson-Lee.
Aye.
Today the voting lasted less than 10 minutes.
Mr. Collins.
No.
Every member stuck with their party.
Mr. Chairman, there are 23 ayes and 17 noes.
The article is agreed to.
And with that, Donald Trump is now one step closer to becoming just the third U.S. president in history to be impeached.
For the third time in a little over a century and a half, the House Judiciary Committee has voted articles of impeachment against the president.
Those articles, abuse of power and obstruction of Congress, now go to the full House of Representatives for a vote next week. They're expected to pass with the Democratic majority and no Republican support.
I have never in my entire life seen such an unfair, rigged railroad job against the President of the United States.
Even with his impeachment all but certain, Trump didn't seem to dwell on the day's significance.
It's a very sad thing for our country, but it seems to be very good for me politically.
He accused Democrats of trivializing impeachment, suggesting it will come back to haunt them.
Someday there'll be a Democrat president and there'll be a Republican House, and I suspect they're going to remember it.
After the House vote, Trump goes on trial in the Senate. The president wants to drag it out with lots of witnesses. Republicans reportedly want to use their majority to end it quickly.
I'll do whatever I want. Look, we did nothing wrong. So I'll do long or short.
The process may be up in the air, but the outcome seems set.
We all know how it's going to end. There's no chance the president's going to be removed from office.
As for whether senators will be impartial jurors, McConnell says he's working closely with the White House to plan every step of the trial. Stephen D'Souza, CBC News, New York.
There has been a lot of talk these past weeks about a time of reckoning for hockey. Tonight, new reaction from the player whose story sparked it. It started with a series of tweets from Akeem Alou. He alleged that a decade ago, a former coach, Bill Peters, used racial slurs against him. The reaction was swift and explosive. There were statements, apologies, and a team investigation, all leading to Peters' resignation days later.
I think there's just some big change coming, and it's long overdue.
The NHL met with Alou and last Friday announced new measures to deal with allegations of abusive coaching. Now, Alou hasn't spoken much publicly, but today he did. He was back out on the ice in Toronto with some young skaters, sharing his experience and a message of inclusion. Here's Greg Ross.
Fellow African, nice to meet you, buddy. Where are you from?
India.
India.
Coming from Akeem Alou to these kids, that question is perfectly okay.
He asked me where did you come from, and I was like, yo, my name is Amir. I came from Eritrea, and he was like, really? We're Africans too, and we're like families. And we just started chatting together. We're like, well, what's the favorite food we like and stuff, and we liked each other. And my heart is beating so fast when I'm talking to a hockey player for the first time.
These kids are like Alou, immigrants, outsiders upon arrival to this country. And sometimes in hockey, asking where you are from can make someone feel even more like an outsider.
I know what it's like to be in their shoes, and obviously this hits super close to home. I didn't grow up with much. My family didn't have much migrating here. Me and my brother standing over there were raised on welfare. Things weren't always easy. That's just the honest truth. There was barriers to climb. Obviously being different from the norm. Obviously my mom's white, my dad's black. We're all minorities here.
These newcomers to Canada are also new to hockey. Alou made a surprise visit, spending only an hour with them on the ice, but the bond was instant.
There you go.
I felt like he was my big brother, you know, coming here and training me too. And we had a lot of fun here.
And that was exactly the role Alou was hoping to play with these kids.
The message that I'm trying to send here is in the fact that we need to be more inclusive. We need to bring more minorities into our game, and I just think it's going to make our game that much better. You're going to be better than me soon. Okay, so here, you pass over there.
I mean, he's a role model for us. As he said, like, he came before us, his parents immigrated to Canada, and now we see him playing right in front of us. Like, he's amazing, but that gives me hope.
No, you're okay. Don't be sorry, you're good.
Alou hasn't given up on his own dream at 30 years old.
Nice try, here, finish it off.
To get back into the NHL. Greg Ross, CBC News, Toronto.
More news still ahead on The National, including backlash for Clint Eastwood's latest high-drama flick.
I report the facts.
You've ruined this man's life.
A tired cliche sparks a scathing lawsuit. We'll explain next. And the move to make huge concerts greener. We're back in 2 minutes.
You always look at the guy who found the bomb, just like you always look at the guy who found the body.
A new Clint Eastwood film hit theaters today about a security guard named Richard Jewell, who was falsely accused of planting a bomb during the 1996 Summer Olympics in Atlanta. It's based on a true story, but as Salima Shifty explains, the film's depiction of a reporter who pursued that media-soaked story back then has set off something of a media frenzy today.
He may have received a standing ovation at a recent premiere, but many say Clint Eastwood's latest film is deeply offensive.
We're running it.
I report the facts.
You've ruined this man's life.
Offensive for suggesting that a real-life reporter traded sex for a tip that became front-page news and started a media frenzy.
Sorry, sir.
More than 20 years later, that frenzy is the focus of this movie about Richard Jewell.
I just wanted the real victims of it all to get some sort of relief that the truth is put out there.
But no relief for those who knew Kathy Scruggs, the reporter played by actress Olivia Wilde. They say her character is severely maligned.
Kathy Scruggs has been gone for 18 years. She's not here to defend herself. We talked to a number of her friends, coworkers, family members, all of whom bristled at the notion that she would trade romantic services for information.
The current editor of the newspaper that employed Scruggs has hinted at legal action.
I felt like it was crucially important that we stand up for our reporter and our journalism.
A lawyer's letter sent to the filmmakers talks of false and malicious defamatory intent. The paper is also demanding a clear disclaimer at the beginning of this movie, but some say there's a wider issue about how women are often depicted in film.
They have an outdated, antiquated, misogynistic view of professional women in general, not just reporters.
As the controversy mounted, Wilde tried to distance herself from it, saying on Twitter she doesn't believe that Kathy traded sex for tips and that she didn't have a say in how the film was ultimately crafted. But no contrition from Warner Brothers. The studio says it stands by the movie and plans to fight any lawsuit. Salima Shivji, CBC News, Vancouver.
Among the other stories we are following tonight, Crown prosecutors have withdrawn a first-degree murder charge against an 18-year-old accused of killing an Ontario high school student. Devin Selvey was fatally stabbed outside his Hamilton High School on October 7th. The 18-year-old, who cannot be identified, is now facing charges of assault with a weapon and administering a noxious substance, described by witnesses as bear spray. Police allege his 14-year-old brother is the person who stabbed Devin. He remains in custody and is charged with first-degree murder.
Is it enough? You just hope in 28 years this individual can come to grips with what he did and the terror and the tragedy that he's caused for individuals in their lives and come to grips with that.
Edmonton's police chief there reacting to the nearly 3-decade sentence handed down today to Abdullahi Sharif. In 2017, the 32-year-old went on a spree through downtown Edmonton, stabbing a police officer multiple times and running down 4 pedestrians with a U-Haul van during a subsequent police chase. Today, RCMP confirmed an ISIS flag was found in Sharif's car and say they still believe it was a terrorist attack. And a preliminary report confirms that 2 men and a woman died in Tuesday's plane crash on BC's Gabriola Island. Navigation Canada says a nearby airport got a report of equipment failure before the plane went down. According to investigators, the plane hit the ground with such force that they struggled to even verify its registration information. The only victim that has been identified is pilot Alex Balson, a 61-year-old described by his friends as an experienced aviator with his own flight school. More news from around the world still ahead on the National Plus. Giant concerts can mean a really giant carbon footprint. The artists who are working to change that, next.
I wanna follow where she goes. I think about it and she knows it.
When Shawn Mendes, that's him there, hit the road for his 2019 world tour, he decided to go green. So he partnered with a nonprofit to reduce his environmental footprint, doing things like cutting down on single-use plastic water bottles, bringing in local food for crew members, and using green cleaning products. And Mendes, well, he's not the only one. As Tashana Reid explains, many musicians are realizing that in order to reduce their impact, they're going to have to make some serious changes.
This is what going on tour usually looks like for Coldplay. Their last one took them to 122 cities, performing in front of more than 5.5 million fans. This time around, there's no world tour, just the band, a rooftop in Jordan, and a free performance live-streamed on YouTube.
Thank you if you're watching, anywhere you're watching.
Coldplay says it's pressing pause on touring because of how it contributes to carbon emissions. Concert goers in Toronto support the idea.
You hear a lot of people preaching about being green, but to actually live it is a little different story.
That's a little heartbreaking. I love Coldplay, so I would love to see them live. But no, I do think that's a nice thing.
The band joins a growing number of global musicians taking stock of touring's environmental impact.
Basically, we're trying to be as green as possible on the entire tour.
Teen chart topper Billie Eilish announced an eco-friendly world tour with no single-use plastics, while British music duo Massive Attack commissioned its own study to look at their carbon footprint while touring. The musicians collected data during 2 tours and handed it over to researchers at the Tyndall Centre for Climate Research.
The big things that we're looking at are band travel and how they get from place to place and the ordering of those places.
Researchers will map the carbon footprint of a music tour, but it's not just about how the band travels. How the audience gets to shows and the energy consumption at venues is a big piece of the carbon emissions puzzle.
Since announcing the work, loads of people across the sector have got in touch with us to say that they want to be part of it and talk to us and share data.
Musician Faye Milton is the co-founder of Music Declares Emergency, a group of hundreds of musicians that demand governments and the music industry do their part to get emissions to net zero.
It's going to affect different artists in different ways, and if lots and lots of artists stop touring for a while we find greener solutions, maybe that's what needs to happen.
And while it could translate to less tours, some artists say it's a price they're willing to pay. Tashana Reid, CBC News, Toronto.
More news still ahead on the National, including stories developing around the world tonight. Plus,
we're a rich country. There's no reason for this to be happening at all.
A dramatic spike in the number of homeless people in Toronto has some calling for the city to declare an emergency. What's going on? Nick Purdon introduces us to some people behind the statistics. Next. Welcome back. After months of threats, tariffs, and counter-tariffs, there appears to be a breakthrough in the trade war between 2 global powers.
The China deal, as you know, was just approved a little while ago, and to me, it's not complicated, but that's what I do. It's a phenomenal deal.
China and the United States have announced the first phase of a preliminary trade agreement. The deal means the U.S. will cut billions of dollars worth of tariffs on Chinese goods, which were supposed to go into effect on Sunday. In return, China has promised to buy large quantities of U.S. agricultural products. Ford is recalling more than 500,000 Super Duty pickup North American trucks. It says there's a risk of fire inside the cab after a crash, from seatbelts generating excessive sparks that could ignite. The recall is for the model years between 2017 and 2019 for pickups with carpet flooring. More than 50,000 of those trucks in Canada are affected. For some, this season is about family, friends, and feasts. But for the roughly 35,000 Canadians homeless on any given night, this is a time of crisis. In Toronto alone, at least 8 homeless people have died since mid-October, and the scramble for shelter is reaching emergency proportions. Within 2 years in Toronto, the average number of people sleeping in shelters has gone from about 4,000 to now closer to 7,000. There are thousands of stories behind those stats. Nick Purdon went to find 4 of them, 4 homeless people in Toronto struggling against the cold and cold shoulders.
It's early morning, downtown Toronto, the biggest and richest city in the country. People go about their business. But there's a crisis here that most people don't really want to see. There are more homeless people in Toronto than ever before. And the thing is, do we even notice them anymore? Do we care?
There's so many different types of homeless people in this city. People that fall in hard times, get divorced, lose their jobs, get a work injury. It's not just the bums you see on the street. We're everywhere now. And it's a sad situation. Not everyone looks like they're homeless. Vast majority don't look like they're homeless.
I mean, that's Paul's story. He's 43, and you'd never know he's been homeless for 6 years, ever since he hurt his back and lost his job.
You have no hopes and dreams left anymore. You have nothing. Because people think you're nothing, you end up thinking you're nothing, and you just eventually end up fading away slowly.
We have to make sure there are places for people to shelter so they do not die on the streets.
The reality is, people are dying. 8 homeless people have died in Toronto in the past 2 months, and winter is just getting started.
We have an emergency going on in the city, and we need to see a response that is equivalent to that emergency.
And that's why activists are here in front of City Hall demanding the city declare a state of emergency.
But I know how hard I have to work just to survive.
Kevin Derns has been living in a shelter for 6 years. He says most people don't really care about the homeless.
It boils down to real humanity. We know what to do, we're just not doing it. We got to start caring about people. Stop going like this.
So tell me, how do people treat you?
They don't see me. They see that stigma. You know, I'm violent, I'm strange, I'm different. I'm just simple, and I need someone to help me. I need people to help me. I want to be a part of the society, community.
Kevin wants the city to create more shelter beds. The fact is, if you make minimum wage or collect social assistance, it's almost impossible to afford an apartment in Toronto nowadays, and so shelters are full. For most of us, shelters are a hidden world. Cameras aren't usually allowed in. Remember Paul? He lives here, in the St. Simon's shelter, where he slept on and off for 6 years. Did you ever think you'd end up sleeping in a shelter?
I had a work injury, and I also suffer from depression. And there's no available housing, and there's not enough money to live off. You have no choice but to come to this place.
So paint a picture of that for me, like no available housing.
I mean, I'm on an 11-year waiting list for housing, for a white male, 43 years old.
I mean, think about that. 11 years. Is that really a waiting list? Still, Paul considers himself one of the lucky ones, because at least he has a bed. And what's life like for you now, living here?
It's a full-time job.
What is?
Living in a homeless shelter. You get no sleep. You're kicked out all day long for 8 hours a day. You're not allowed back in the shelter. You have no private time at all. You shower with a bunch of other guys. You're using the bathroom with a bunch of other guys. It's a full-time job, and it's very stressful. I'm stuck. I dug myself a hole, basically, and I can't get out of it now. So
Shelters were supposed to be temporary solutions, but now people live in them for years and years.
I'm Scott. I'm homeless. Been homeless since October 15th, 2016.
Scott used to run a small downtown hotel. The day that closed, he lost both his job and his place to live. Did you ever think you'd be in a place like this?
No. No. I always had money, always had a job. Now it's getting to the point where getting too old to get a job, and my physical features are not like they used to be. Who wants to hire somebody with no teeth to go serve tables? None of my friends know that I stay in a shelter, so I try to keep it that way.
How come you don't tell people that you're living in a shelter?
I don't want the pity. My daughter would tell me to go up there and stay, and no, I don't want to put a burden on her. So,
I mean, what do you wish for?
Get my own place, get back to work full time, and just get back up there where I used to be. Where I get up in the morning, I got a place to go. I get a paycheck every week. It's not like that anymore. 3 years now. So, it's hard.
Scott's story shows just how precarious people's lives are today. And while he tells me that he worries that his situation could get worse, he tries to stay positive.
Just got to bounce back. Get back at it. If you don't, you're going to go downhill. You're going to be out on the street, sleeping in a tent. So I don't want that, because I wouldn't survive up there.
Sleeping outside is reality for thousands of people across the country. They're everywhere, in tent cities and parks, under bridges. I meet Frenchie just a few hundred meters from some of the most expensive homes in the country. What is this place?
It's our home. Yeah.
What kind of life is it?
It's a difficult life, but we survive. Every day we survive.
Will you show me where you live?
Yeah, sure.
Frenchie, and that's what he wants me to call him, shows me his tent.
And I live in that one.
He lost his restaurant job and has been living here for 6 months. How do people treat you?
Here, pretty good. Outside, different way. Yeah.
What do you mean outside? Like?
Up the bridge. Yeah, on the ground.
How do people treat you there?
They judge us very quickly, and they don't know us. So, yeah.
If you come down here and have a look and see how the people here live, it makes you wonder how long they can survive. But winter's coming, you worry about that?
Not really, no. Like we have a good setup. We have a lot of tarp, and we can make a small fire in your tent, and that keeps you warm, like an igloo. Yeah.
I mean, what scares you living here?
The rats. The rats, okay, is big like a cat.
And they're here at night?
Yeah, yeah.
Every night?
Every night. Yeah, every night.
And what do you do?
I'm hiding in my tent.
You know, I have to remind myself this is Canada, downtown Toronto. Why are you talking to us?
I just want to say to people, we're not like that bad. We have a different life, but we're still human. We're not alien, you know. We are people.
And someone's brother or sister or son or daughter. In Canada, we like to say we live in a just society. Is that true?
And we're a rich country. There's no reason for this to be happening at all. There's not. I'm sorry, but I can understand in third world countries where they don't have the resources and money, but in a city like Toronto, in a country like Canada.
So what do you dream about?
I just want my own place, just peace and quiet. I'd like to go back to society, man. I'd like to be a contributing member of society again. I really would.
When we talk about the homeless, it's often in terms of numbers and statistics, and really those are easy to ignore. But after meeting Paul, it's hard to look away. Nick Purdon, CBC News, Toronto.
Next on The National, a story about finding your roots. She grew up separated from her family's language. Now she's made it her university major. Her story next. This month, our colleagues at CBC Indigenous rolled out a really cool new series called Original Voices, telling the stories of those trying to preserve Indigenous languages in this country. Tonight, the story of a student working to reclaim her family's language and make sure it is not forgotten.
And I'm from the Stratlimach territory and the Lil'wat Nation, and I'm an Ohlmiuch person. I'm now a UBC student, and I'm in the First Nations and Endangered Languages program. And I learn how to document and transcribe Indigenous languages. I had a really hard time when I was younger with my identity because of the way that I look. And most of my siblings are all darker and everything, so it was kind of a way for me to reclaim that part of myself. So then if I can speak the language, then I am Lil'wat. Tala, Antwash, Kaslash, Choochin, Chilxt, Tlakumst, Chulikat, Palupst, Compalman, Kamp. Ohlmiuch, if you can count from 1 to 10, then you can basically speak the language. Because then all the words from 1 to 10, they have all of the sounds in our language, so all the sound systems. Spesks, Chuchin, Reichman. Inside languages hold so many pieces of our cultures. It's like a part of your identity, and then when you can't speak it anymore, it's like there's something missing. And I don't think that'll ever, that feeling won't ever go away unless I really learn the language and can speak to other people in it. It's hard while I'm at school. I don't really see as many people from my own nation, so I kind of just read my dictionary and say the words to myself and go through the different booklets that I have.
My English name is Alvin Nelson. My native name is Winnimkin. Yeah, I'd have to say I'm really proud of my daughter Maya for taking up that linguistic subject, and I really believe that it could help our people.
Have you been training?
No, I didn't have time.
No?
I can only try to help her with what I can remember. I noticed that a lot of the students that are doing the language course, they don't have certain sounds that I grew up with. How would you say it, going hunting?
To hunt is pechem.
Yeah, you say pechem, but I say pechem.
Pechem.
Yeah, so that's the difference. That's the just changing of the language.
Yeah.
We have under 200 people left in this community that are fluent speakers, which is almost erasing us. And I hope we survive. It's like we're quite small, quite a small group of people. In our area here, I think we're only around 2,500.
I've grown up hearing him tell us all about all these different stories, but you always need to hear them again and again so that you have the story right. And then I like hearing him sing because he's a really good singer.
My mom was involved with hoping to save the language. But now we have Maya. Hopefully she can revive some of the language. Okay, little lad.
Love that story. You can learn more about the many other Indigenous languages spoken across this country. Just visit our website, cbc.ca/original voices. Next on The National, Little Tree, big impact. What happened when folks in New Brunswick noticed a local Christmas tradition missing? That's in our moment. So the holidays are all about tradition, of course, and for one small New Brunswick suburb, that means that Christmas tree, a Christmas tree, sitting on top of their old cotton mill. Except this year, No tree appeared, drama. So some residents rallied online and they got their local councillor on board to save their tradition. And that is our moment.
And my husband said, the tree on the cotton mill, there's no tree. It felt dark that it wasn't up. There was a feeling of darkness. And on Saturday night, the message was sent, and I believe it was Tuesday morning, and the tree, literally it took a couple of days for it to be turned around. I think the tree has deep meaning, especially for those that have lived here for a long time. It restores our Christmas spirit. When we see it lit up, it reminds us of good things, spending time with family, good food, good memories. It reminds us that there's no place like home, and there's no place like Marysville. You know, it's been a hard year in 2019 in Marysville. We've had some tragic loss and some things that have been really difficult. And a little tree with a few lights like that pulls us all together at a special time of year. So even though it's just a little tree, it means so much to everybody here.
You see, I sort of thought what Deborah said there. I'm like, it's just a tree. What's the big deal? But clearly, it's a very big deal for that community, and someone had to drag it all the way up there. So kudos to that person. That is The National for this week and for this Friday, December 13th. Thanks for watching. Have a good night and a good weekend. Bye-bye.